Hi guys, welcome to Intro to Ashtanga with Damien, which is me. We're going to be going through the beginning of the Ashtanga practice, including warm-up, Sun Salutation, a few standing poses. Yeah? Go slowly. The three rules as a yogi that are the most important is that the best yogi, you as the best yogi, is having the most fun. Yeah? Don't be too serious, be sincere, enjoy yourself. Rule number 2 is take responsibility for what you do, especially when I cannot really see you and see what you're doing. It's better to do less and to stay comfortable and to go back to having fun. And then number 3 is in order to check in with how it feels, stay connected to your breath. So maybe we begin with this. The Ashtanga practices follows the movement of the breath. And to connect with the breath, we use this technique we call Ujjayi, which is a light contraction in the vocal cords in the same way that I would do if I wanted to fog a window or a mirror. So you can place your hand, imagine it's a window or mirror. And you want to find this sound, a little bit like Darth Vader. I am your father. And the feeling that that creates in your throat. Okay? So first step is this. Try to do it as you exhale. Second step, a bit more challenging, a bit more fun. Also do it as you breathe in. So you don't squeeze too hard. Now, third step, same sensations here, but close them out. So the sound becomes a little bit more internal, but it's to help you monitor the quality and the quantity of your breath, that you breathe deeply, taking the time to fill up your lungs, inhaling, and taking the time to empty your breath, exhaling. Yeah? And literally, that's the key. Ashtanga yoga is really a breathing exercise where you use your body in order to stretch your mind. It's not about stretching your body, and it's really about breathing. Yeah? So connect with that a few more times, nice and slow, 3 seconds to breathe in, 3 seconds to breathe out. Easy. Yeah? Now we're going to do the same thing standing. In Ashtanga, the practice begins by joining the toes together, keeping the heels slightly apart, shifting your weight so that you're balanced between the right and the left, trying to spread a little bit into your toes as well as in your heels, yeah, between the front and the back of your body. And as you do this, naturally, you're going to connect to the ground, which is also going to help you grow straighter and taller and connect to the sky. So it's all about balance, right and left, front and back, down and up. Yeah? And so I'm standing there, maybe creating a little bit of awareness by activating my legs, gently drawing my heels together is going to wake up my legs and my glutes, connecting with the abs, a little bit of bracing, gentle, 10%, 20%. And then last, engaging the arms by reaching my elbows, my fingertips down. Yeah? And from there, I can connect with that movement of the breath. Almost like I'm listening to the sound of the waves breaking on the seashore. You know, we're in Bali here. We're very close to the beach. It's called Batu Bolong or Echo Beach. That's where we are. You're listening to the waves that are coming from your throat. And to be honest, this is advanced yoga. Being still, being peaceful, being happy, doing less so that you can be. Yeah? Most of us are not there yet, so we need to move. So we move intelligently, following the patterns of the breath. Whenever I breathe in, my lungs, my ribs stretch out, open, expand. I'm going to ride on that. I'm going to extend, reach, stretch myself. Whenever I breathe out, my chest, lungs compress and fold. So I'm going to ride on that, and I'm going to fold, or go down, or squeeze, engage. Yeah? Very simple, actually. So from there, following the breath, synchronizing the body Inhale, turn your palms, reach up your arms, look up at your hands, stretch. Exhale, slowly release your hands down by your sides, turn your palms in, find your center. And then inhale again. Look up, reach up. Keep your head a little bit behind your shoulders so that you don't squeeze your arms. Your arms are a little bit like a nutcracker. You do this a million times, eventually your mind, your head's going to go, yeah? So you turn your palms, lift the heart, reach up, but keep the neck long, extension of your upper spine, head behind the shoulders. And then from there, exhale, I release. Nice and easy. 2 more on your own. Take the time. 5 more, 10 more. Pause the video, do that. That's the basics, that's the most important. Once you're comfortable with connecting the movement of the breath, we can gradually add more. Inhaling. And then as I exhale, I'm going folding into a forward bend. I'm going to pull my hips back, keeping the heart open. Move very slowly. Bring your hands down to the floor. If you realize that your legs are really long and your arms are really short and you're nowhere near the floor, no worries. You can bend your knees. Bring your body on top of your legs, and then at the very last, emptying your breath, bring your head in toward your knees. Inhale. I'm going to stretch my spine long, horizontal, until I'm flat like a table. Something like that. Try to go flat. Maybe I'll be there. Lengthening, strengthening those back muscles. Then exhaling, I'm going to relax and empty myself and let my body fold. From there I can push down on the toes. Inhale, come all the way up. Riding on the breath, filling up my lungs. Exhale, hands down by the side. So I want to move slowly. Think of this more as a meditation than exercise. Don't worry. We'll get our exercise part down. Inhaling. This is the beginning of what we call the Sun Salutation, Surya, Namaskara, and these are the first 3 movements. We can call this a half Sun Salutation. Exhale. You weigh down, but slowly, with control. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Now inhale. Extend your spine. And then again, exhale, fold. So everything I show you, you're trying to integrate it so that you could pause the video and do it on your own. Inhale your way all the way up. Exhale, hands down. So I'll guide you one more time, and then I invite you to do a few more on your own. Breathing in, arms up. This is 1. You could count along in your mind. And then breathing out, slowly fold, strengthening the muscles around your spine. Bring your head in toward your legs. If you need to, bend your knees. 2. Inhaling. Small movement but big breath. 3. Exhaling. Folding over again. Back to 2. Now pushing on the feet brings me all the way up as I inhale. All the way into my fingertips. 1. And then exhale. 0. Yeah, so you know how to count to 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. Easy peasy. After a few of those and you feel a little bit loose, especially if you've done the cars routine from the video that we did before, then you can step your warm-up into level 2 or second gear, which would be Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. So you want to start at the front of your mat. You join your toes, separate the heels, center your weight between the right, the left, the front, and the back, the ground, and the sky. Yeah? And you join the palms together. Take a moment to find a little bit of peace, stillness, quietness. We live in a world that keeps moving, that keeps running. Try to remember that all the movements that you do in yoga are movements towards stillness. Yeah? Advanced yoga is less movement. Here we go. So from there, release, following the breath, starting the same way. Inhale, bring your arms up. Lengthen the spine, reach up your palms. Exhale, dive into your forward bend, pulling the hips, keeping the heart open. Think like you're a diver jumping from a cliff in Acapulco. And then bend the knees if you need to. Keep them straight if you're okay. Inhale, unfold. reaching toward your toes. You're going to spread your fingers, press your palms down on the floor, and step back. We're going to break it down to go a little bit slower. So maybe first come into a plank. As you go into a plank, engage your glutes, your abs, and then push into the floor. Make your upper back slightly round. I'm not caving in to my back or my hips, and I'm not pushing up either. Everything straight and solid like a board. This is plank. And I could take a 1 or 2 breaths there. That's actually connecting, awakening my core and making my arms a lot stronger. From there, there's going to be several options to lower down to the floor. The easiest is going to bring my knees to the ground and try slowly with control, so I get stronger, to lower the whole body down. Yeah? This is 1. Option 2, as I get stronger, is to do with the knees down, shoulders above the hands, engaging the core, and then slowly lower down by pulling my chin forward. But don't bring the whole body down. So you're hovering a few centimeters above the ground. Eventually, option 3, you focus on the quality, on moving slowly. This is where the honesty of your practice is. Yeah? Option 3 is to keep my plank and then to slowly lower down into what we call Chaturanga Dandasana. If you do this, don't let your shoulders sink down. Keep stabilizing with your shoulders. Yeah? From there, I also have 2 options. If I go all the way down to the floor, I could bring my elbows under my arms and lengthen the spine, lifting the chest, shoulders down away from the ears into what we call Sphinx. Yeah? And you can stay in that pose until you answer the riddle of the Sphinx. The riddle of the Sphinx in the myth of Oedipus was which animal walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening. Once you're figuring this out, you could graduate to level 2, which would be the Cobra. Cobra pose is actually mostly for the back. It's a great pose to strengthen the back. My hands go a little bit further back under my armpits, and I'm going to squeeze my back muscles and my glutes to lift up. But it's mostly in my back. If I were to scratch my ears or my nose, I could still be there. Yeah? It's not propping myself up on the hands. And then that's option 2, strengthening your back, keeping your eyes soft. Option 3 is going to be knees on the floor into a small upward facing dog, tailbone in. I engage my abs a bit, and I press the hands down to keep the shoulders away from my ears. Option 3, pressing the tops of the feet down, lift your knees, tailbone in, so you don't bend too much from the lower back, shoulders back, down, and then gentle upward movement in the face. You're actually trying to relax by looking down at the tip of the nose. Good. And so I'm breaking it down one more, downward facing dog. The easiest version of down dog, if you get tired, if you don't feel great, if you need a break, give yourself a break. You can just sit back on your feet, bring your head down on the floor, and this is what we call child pose. Yeah? Reconnecting with your inner child, always a good thing. Option 2, you could bring the hips, keep the knees on the floor, bring the hips above your knees, and walk your hands forward a little bit more. Yeah, pushing into the hands, bringing the head back. Now my head is not touching the floor, and this is what I would call puppy dog, the smaller version of a downward dog. Okay? Option 3, going a little bit higher. Same thing, I'm trying to keep that long line that I have between my fingertips, into my arms, my shoulders, my back, into my tail, all the way to here. So option 3 is going to be the same thing. I tuck my toes under, and I keep the weight into the front of the feet. My heels are up, my knees are a little bit bent, and that gives me the space so that I can push forward in the hands and reach my tail up and back like I'm a happy dog. If you've ever been to Samadhi, you probably remember Timmy, who's the actual real teacher in our yoga studio, Timmy the dog, and you're trying to be as happy as you are. Yeah? Eventually, step 4, you could straighten your knees but keep pulling your tail up, and gradually you adjust your feet so that you can find the balance between the front of the legs, pulling your hips up, and the back of the legs and your heels working their way toward the floor. Yeah, I'm not rounding, I'm not there. It's really about your spine, and it's really about your tail. Keep your tail happy up toward the ceiling. So for most people in the beginning, it's going to be something like that. I want to reconnect with my breath, stay there for 5 counts. Good. And then from there, I can finish the sequence in the same way, reverse direction that I came in, starting with position number 3. Inhale, extend. Exhale into 2. All the way up. Inhale into 1. And then Samastitihi, exhale. So you have a lot of options to do on the floor. We're going to break it down and gradually increase. Yeah? So option 1, easiest. Inhaling. Bring your arms up. This is 1. Exhaling, flow from your hips into your torso, into your head. This is 2. Inhaling, extend your spine. 3. Exhale, press your hands. Slowly step back and take the time to slow the movement down as you lower to the floor all the way. 4. Inhale, Cobra pose. And you could stay there a couple breaths, could be good. Or exhale, going into downward dog, small version, puppy dog. 6. I spend here 5 breaths, focusing on the quality of my breath, taking the time to fully fill up my lungs as I breathe in, and to empty them out slowly as I breathe out. Focusing on the sound of the breath. Good. And then after 5 counts, I can tuck my toes under, lift my knees, step the feet forward. Inhaling, extending the spine horizontal. This is 7. Exhale, folding over, head down. 8. Inhale. All the way up, 9. And then exhale, Samastitihi, 10. So we have 10 movements on the breath. Level 2, a little bit faster. Inhale. 1. Exhale, folding over. 2. Lengthening, extend. 3. Step back. Exhale your body in down, knees to the floor first. Go down slowly. Don't wear your shoulders like earrings, away from your ears. 4. Inhale. Maybe down dog, up dog with the knees on the floor. Pressing your feet, lift the chest. 5. Exhale, downward dog. This time adjust your feet so you walk them forward a little bit. Pressing into your toes, lift your heels and pull your hips up and back. Yeah? Pushing into the hands when I breathe in, stretching my tail back when I breathe out. I stretch my mind to make a long line from the fingertips into the tailbone. And again with the breath. 3. 4. 5. Lift your head, look where you're going, step the feet forward. Inhale, 7. Exhale, 8. Inhale, all the way up, 9. Exhale, hands down, 10. All right, we keep going. Now, Sun Salutation level 3. Eventually you work up to doing this way. Exhale, 2. Inhale. 3, step back, and we go down into what we call Chaturanga Pushup. Engage your core first, don't cave into your hips, don't cave into your shoulders. 4, inhale, belly button between your hands, point your feet, press down, lifting the back of your legs. 5, Exhale, downward dog. Adjust your feet, push forward in your hands, lift your tail up, and bring the heels down. They can touch the floor completely, great. If they don't, that's great too. Most important is don't round your back. Try to keep your tail going up. Finding your breath. 3, 4, and 5. From there, step the feet between your hands. Inhale, 7. Maybe bend the knees a bit. Exhale, 8. Inhale. 9. Exhale, 10. Okay, 2 more. Keep flowing. 1. Exhale. 2. Inhale. 3. If you get comfortable, eventually you can do a slow motion hop. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 6. You move slowly, gracefully, comfortably, like you're swimming in your yoga practice. Finding your breath. Like you're swimming in the ocean of your breath. So I exaggerate the breath now. In the beginning it can be good. Eventually it can be quite light. But in the beginning, connect with that fullness in your breath. Now you could also hop your feet toward your hand. Slow motion control. Inhale, 7. Exhale, fold, 8. Inhale, all the way up, 9. Exhale, 10. And we'll do one more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Connecting with your breath so that eventually you can connect with the stillness that is behind the breath. And after 5, 6, 8 breaths, you enjoy yourself floating. Inhale. 7. Exhale, full. 8. Inhale, up. 9. Exhale. 10. So we'll begin with this. This is an introduction to your Ashtanga practice, starting with Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. Namaste.